You wanna try to beat the force, I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Show you look a piece, wanna see some more, see some more, see some more.
As far as home field advantages go in the playoffs, there are few places tougher on a visiting team than this one. Sold out in Power Field at Mile High in Denver. Strap in, the first of 3 on this Sunday. What a day we have in store. Super Wild Card Weekend on EA Sports. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
19 Lions. Here we go.
Right to the air goes Nix. Flushed out right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Straight ahead, Estime. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Eluding the pressure right. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
That went out wide and intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. Nobody ever wants the interception on the opening drive to happen, but when it happens in the playoffs, it feels like it's a bigger deal. What a rough start.
And how about these visitors? The defense just went right on the field and seized momentum. You know, almost like they're saying, okay, no one expects us to win this one. Let's go ahead and give them a shock early. Took the ball from the home team and put them in the hole.
Because this crowd, one of the best in the league, especially this time of year, it's going to be tough to take them out of it, but that's a heck of a start.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. That one good for 13 and a Raven 1st down.
Well, when you're a road team in the playoffs, when you're a wild card, what's the one thing you need to be able to do to stay in football games? Run the football. And that's an excellent job right there of identifying where to go and picking up good yardage.
On 1st down, it's a run with Ali. Down to about the 37.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Now it's Jackson. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the 1st. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. Well, it's not the touchdown that they wanted, CD, but still, they got to be pretty happy here. You steal the ball away from them on their opening possession, and you turn that into the early 3-0 lead.
Yeah, you painted the picture perfectly there, all the things that have gone on. And the important thing, other than the lead, of course, is as you described, both sides of the ball now have some momentum.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Their second drive here of the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there the last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
A 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. To throw is Nix. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Franklin. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Here we go, shot. Riggs. Check up.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. So he needed 1. He ended up getting 3.
And I really like the way he ran that one, too. That's really intelligent running because oftentimes a running back can get too greedy. Try and hit the home run on a play where you just need a few yards. Well done there, making sure he got the first down and not worrying about trying to get a touchdown.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
To throw, here's Nix. He'll get that complete to Franklin. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Nix to the air. Steps away to his left. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. Officially no gain on the sneak. Kind of a wasted play there, and now it's 3rd down.
Now, that was a little too conservative for my liking. It's only 2nd down, and they try to run the sneak. Give credit to the defense. They pushed them back and set up 3rd down.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They'll try it with Estime. And not only will he not get in, he's going to lose yardage. They stuff him back at the 4. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And the Ravens come up big down at their own goal line. They'll start on the ground. Here's Ali. There he goes, right side. He's got a full head of steam on his horse. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. 103 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the wild card round. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Here's Jackson to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. From 13 yards out. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Extra point forthcoming. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Throwing Nix. Dancing to his left. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Here's Nix. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Broncos have cut it back within a score. Lutz with the extra point. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Jackson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Flowers. And he goes out right around the 39. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it here. Escaping the pressure right. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
Now it's Nix. Throw left side complete. That's Franklin. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. On the give, it's Estime. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Flush to his right. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they've got just under 50 seconds, so time enough to try to work their way downfield if they so choose. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Jackson now. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back. But now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
And he will have a Ravens first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout So as they talk it over, we step aside.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. Being chased out left. Well, looking deep here for Flowers. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Broncos are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. I know it appeared he was saying, hey, give me the football, I'm open, but I don't know if that's a pass that he should have thrown there.
Well, I don't think we've ever met a wide receiver that doesn't think he is open or is about to be open.
True.
So when you throw your hand up in the air and tell your quarterback, hey, I'm available, he's trusting that you are. In this case, he was not, and it turned into disaster for them.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. They were looking for a little spark and some breathing room. They got it right there, a gain of 14 and a first down.
I like how they worked the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
60 by 6, 60 by... Let's go now. 19 Lions.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that's going to be incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
A final shot before break. Nix. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And, CD, we are in for a very intriguing second half. This is what we wanted, all tied. This is what postseason football is all about.
It certainly is. And doesn't it speak to the parity in the NFL? Roughly half the teams that made the playoffs a year before miss the next year, get replaced. We know it's an any given Sunday mentality. Nothing's easy in the playoffs, but when you have your shot, they're eager to seize it.
He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. They're going to try and throw. Eluding the pressure right. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down. They'll go back to Ali. They'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Now Jackson going to shift him around. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. They're looking deep here for Flowers. And it'll be intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Broncos are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to try and go deep again. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. They'll go for it. Here's Nix. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Down the left sideline. Inside the 10. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. On the sneak, it's Nix. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Now this time he'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Bo Nix punching it in from a yard away. And the Broncos have taken the lead. Lutz good on the extra point. And that makes it a 17-10 score. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now they'll change things up. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. That's complete to White. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Lamar going to give this to Ali. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Ali.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
Oh, they're changing this at the line.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11.
We always hear about guys wanting to make plays that quiet a crowd. Yeah, after that one.
Here in the 3rd quarter, they were hoping to get the stop, get the football back. Not the case.
Oh, and for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
Lutz with the extra point. And the lead now up to 14. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
2nd down and 6 now from the 26.
Throwing is Jackson. Rolling to his right. He's got his man. It's White. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Straight ahead they go with Ali.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Flush to his right.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 30-yard line.
They'll fake the jet sweep. And now it's Jackson off play action.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. But here in the 4th quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages. But not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way home for a Bronco score. A big play there. 72 yards.
And the Broncos continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
That's going deep for Bateman.
And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception.
Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million. And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
And the Ravens are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the 4th quarter.
It certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
Yeah, still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it. And a short one there, caught by Likely.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Now it's Jackson. Flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
That is caught.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. And Jackson throwing once more. Buying time to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Eluding the pressure right. It's caught inside the 25. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. And that goes for a gain of 31. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. And now here is another interception. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You've got to go compete for the ball so that you don't get another one picked off.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 9. They'll go again with Estime.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is third down.
Working out of the gun is Nix.
Escaping the pressure right.
And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. Well, that was a long attempt to begin with, so the fake you might have known was somewhat of a possibility. Credit to the defense, though. They weren't fooled.
You're right, they weren't fooled, and they were in a position of having to play it both ways. Guard for the fake, but you still want to rush the kicker because it was a makeable kick. So they ended up getting the best out of the whole thing. Stumped the fake, and they take over the ball.
He finds his man, complete. It's Ali. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Jackson going to change things up a bit.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Flush to his right. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
Now Jackson. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. To throw is Jackson.
That's going deep for Bateman.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. A good pickup there. 26 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30.
24 yards to gain there. Another first down as well.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets it.
He's got a man, complete. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. A great play there. 30 yards.
And the Broncos have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the fourth.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation